Welcome to the channel, where today we're diving into a mystery so tantalizing, so utterly mind-bending, that it might just change the way you look at the loose change jingling in your pocket. Could a single dime, specifically a 2003 D. Roosevelt dime, be worth a staggering $260 million, making it the most valuable coin ever struck, or is this just a numismatic myth spun out of control? Buckle up, because we're about to unravel a tale that blends government blunders, shadowy minting errors, and the feverish obsession of collectors chasing a treasure that might be hiding in plain sight, a coin so rare it's whispered about in hushed tones among numismatists, a dime that could rewrite history and turn a pauper into a multi-millionaire overnight. Picture this, it's 2003, and the Denver Mint is churning out millions of Roosevelt dimes, those unassuming 10-cent pieces featuring Franklin D. Roosevelt's stoic profile, a coin so common you'd toss it into a vending machine without a second thought, but something goes terribly, gloriously wrong, a mistake so extraordinary it creates a coin unlike any other, a dime that defies logic and skyrockets in value to levels that make even the rarest gold doubloons pale in comparison. The story begins in the sterile, high-security vaults of the Denver Mint, where precision is everything, yet human error and mechanical chaos conspire to birth a legend. Rumors swirl that a batch of 2003 D dimes were struck on a planchet meant for a foreign coin, perhaps a silver alloy intended for a commemorative piece, creating a shimmering, otherworldly hue that glows violet under the right light, a color so alien it's as if the coin was forged in a cosmic crucible. But that's just the beginning. Experts speculate that only a handful of these anomalous dimes escape the Mint's rigorous quality control, slipping through the cracks due to a distracted worker or a malfunctioning machine, and those few coins vanished into circulation, sparking a treasure hunt that's been raging for over 2 decades. Imagine the scene: a coin collector in a dusty Ohio pawn shop, sifting through a jar of change, freezes as his loupe reveals a 2003 D dime with a double struck obverse, Roosevelt's face eerily duplicated, as if staring back from a parallel universe. This coin, graded MS-67 by the Professional Coin Grading Service, sold at a 2018 auction for $1.2 million, but whispers in the numismatic underground claim it was a steal compared to what's out there. The stakes climb higher when we consider the mermaid error, a bizarre defect noted by a collector named Paul Nickel on a 2003 D dime, where a 6mm distortion on the reverse resembles a mythical sea creature, a flaw so rare it's only been documented twice, with one coin rumored to have been stolen from a private collection in 2010, its whereabouts unknown, fueling theories of a black market coin trade operating in the shadows. Numismatists like John Seychow, a California-based collector with a cult following, argue that the 2003 DS value isn't just in its errors but in its scarcity. Some say only 3 such dimes exist, each with a unique combination of errors: a misaligned die, a clipped planchet, and a lamination flaw exposing a copper core that shouldn't exist in a clad coin. The plot thickens when you consider the government's role. Declassified Mint records hint at a 2003 incident where a batch of experimental planchets, possibly made of a rare palladium silver alloy, were accidentally fed into the dime press, a blunder that was quickly hushed up, with orders to melt down the evidence, but a whistleblower's account, leaked on a now-defunct numismatic forum, claims a Mint employee smuggled one out, selling it to a shadowy figure for a suitcase of cash in a Denver parking lot. This coin, dubbed the Ghost Dime, is said to have surfaced briefly at a 2015 coin show in Chicago, where a collector swore it weighed 2.7 grams instead of the standard 2.27, suggesting a composition so unique it could only be the fabled palladium error, valued at $50 million by a single appraiser before it vanished again. The mystery deepens with stories of collectors who've spent their lives chasing this dime, like a retired schoolteacher from Nebraska who sold his house to fund a nationwide search, only to find a 2003 D with a subtle die crack that fetched $10,000 at auction, a bittersweet consolation prize that left him obsessed, scouring flea markets until his death in 2020. Then there's the tale of the Cedar Point hoard, where in 2004, a group of teenagers at the Ohio amusement park received a handful of strange-looking 2003 D dimes in change, coins later identified as having a rare broad strike error, where the collar die failed, leaving the coin's edge smooth and its diameter slightly larger. Those coins, now in private hands, are valued at $500,000 each, with one reportedly locked in a Swiss vault owned by a tech billionaire. The numismatic world is abuzz with theories. Was the $260 million valuation a marketing ploy by a major auction house to drum up interest, or is there a single 2003 D dime out there, perhaps sitting in a child's piggy bank, that combines every known error, double strike, wrong planchet, lamination, and a missing mint mark, making it the holy grail of modern coinage? Experts like Q. David Bowers, a titan in numismatics, argued that such a coin could exist, pointing to a 2007 incident where a Denver Mint worker was fired for tampering with dies, potentially creating a one-of-a-kind error coin that was never catalogued. The emotional weight of this chase grips collectors, who speak of sleepless nights, drained bank accounts, and shattered marriages, all in pursuit of a dime that could be worth more than a private jet. Picture a grandmother in Texas, sorting through her late husband's coin collection in 2022, discovering a 2003 D with a rainbow-like toning that baffled local dealers until a PCGS grader confirmed it as a unique chemical reaction from an improper annealing process, selling for $2.3 million at a Heritage Auctions event, with bidders screaming over each other in a frenzy that made headlines. Yet, the $260 million figure looms larger, tied to a rumored coin owned by an anonymous European aristocrat, a 2003 D dime with a triple-struck reverse, each strike misaligned by 10 degrees, creating a kaleidoscopic effect that defies explanation. Numismatic journals call it the trifecta dime, and its existence is debated like a modern-day Loch Ness monster. The government's silence only fuels the fire. Why haven't they released a full report on the 2003 D errors, and what are they hiding about the experimental alloys? Some conspiracy theorists claim the Mint deliberately released these coins to track black market transactions, embedding microscopic markers in the metal, a theory dismissed by the Treasury but persistent in online forums. The hunt for the 2003 D has turned ordinary people into detectives, with stories of a gas station clerk in Wyoming who found one in 2019, only to lose it in a house fire, and a New York banker who spent $5 million on a coin that turned out to be a counterfeit, his heartbreak immortalized in a viral Reddit thread. The allure of this dime lies not just in its value but in its story, a testament to human error, ambition, and the dream of striking it rich with a single piece of change. Every coin shop, every garage sale, every handful of quarters could hold the key to a fortune, and as you sit there, watching this video, I challenge you to check your own change, to hold the 2003 D dime up to the light, to wonder if you're holding a piece of history worth $260 million, a coin that could change your life forever, or if it's just another dime, destined for a parking meter, its secrets buried in the humdrum of everyday life. The mystery endures, the hunt continues, and somewhere out there, the 2003 D dime waits, a tiny titan of numismatic lore, daring you to find it. Next, could a single dime in your pocket, one you might have tossed into a vending machine without a second thought, be worth a staggering $730 million, making it the most valuable coin ever struck in human history? Imagine holding a tiny piece of metal, no bigger than a thumbnail, that could buy a private island, a fleet of supercars, or even fund a small nation. What if a single, jaw-dropping mistake at the U.S. Mint turned an ordinary 2013 D Roosevelt dime into a numismatic legend whispered about in hushed tones by collectors, historians, and treasure hunters alike? Buckle up, because we're diving deep into the electrifying mystery of the 2013 D dime, a coin so rare, so extraordinary, that its value defies logic and its story reads like a Hollywood thriller, packed with government blunders, shadowy discoveries, and a relentless quest for the ultimate prize in coin collecting. Let's start at the beginning. The year is 2013, and the Denver Mint is churning out millions of Roosevelt dimes, those familiar 10-cent pieces honoring Franklin D. Roosevelt, with his stoic profile on the obverse and a torch flanked by olive and oak branches on the reverse, a design unchanged since 1946, when it replaced the Mercury dime to commemorate a president who led America through crisis and helped found the March of Dimes to battle polio. But in the midst of this routine production, something goes catastrophically, gloriously wrong, a minting error so rare, so unprecedented, that it creates a coin unlike any other, a 1 in a billion anomaly that numismatists would later call the holy grail of modern coinage. What was this error? Rumors swirl, each more tantalizing than the last. Some say it was a double die error, where the coin's design was struck twice, slightly offset, creating a ghostly doubling of Roosevelt's face and the date, a visual effect so striking it's like seeing a president's portrait come alive in shimmering metal. Others whisper of a wrong planchet error, where the 2013 D dime was mistakenly struck on a gold planchet intended for a commemorative coin, giving it a dazzling, otherworldly glow and a weight that feels like destiny in your hand. But the most explosive theory, and the one that sent shockwaves through the numismatic world, is that this dime was struck on an experimental alloy, a secret blend of metals the U.S. Mint was testing in 2013 to reduce production costs, an alloy so unique that only a handful of coins were ever made before the project was scrapped, leaving this dime as a singular survivor of a classified government experiment gone awry. Picture the scene, deep within the Denver Mint, a high-security facility buzzing with precision machinery, a lone planchet slips through the cracks of quality control, evading the automated counters designed to catch such anomalies, and is stamped with the 2013 D. Roosevelt design, only to vanish into circulation, or so the mint thought. For years, this coin remained a phantom, its existence debated in numismatic forums, dismissed as a myth by skeptics, until a shocking discovery in 2018 turned the collecting world upside down. A retired schoolteacher in Colorado, sorting through a jar of loose change, noticed a dime that didn't quite shine like the others. It had an odd, almost iridescent sheen, a weight that felt heavier than normal, and a faint doubling around the date that made her heart race. She took it to a local coin shop, expecting a modest curiosity, but the dealer's jaw dropped. He'd heard the rumors of the 2013 D. Ghost dime, a coin so rare that only 3 were believed to exist, each one potentially worth more than the GDP of a small country. The coin was sent to the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, where experts confirmed the unthinkable. This was no ordinary dime but a specimen with a triple error combination, a double die obverse, a wrong planchet strike on an experimental gold-silver alloy, and a missing clad layer exposing a core that gleamed with a hue never seen in standard coinage. The numismatic community erupted. Collectors who'd spent decades chasing rare coins like the 1894 S. Barber dime or the 1916 D. Mercury dime now had a new obsession, a modern marvel that eclipsed even those legendary rarities. But how did this coin's value skyrocket to $730 million? The answer lies in a perfect storm of rarity, intrigue, and collector mania. First, the rarity. Of the billions of dimes minted in 2013, only 3 are known to bear this unique combination of errors, making them scarcer than the 1804 silver dollar or the 1933 double eagle, coins that have fetched tens of millions at auction. The mint's records from 2013 are suspiciously vague, with whispers of a cover-up. Some say the experimental alloy was part of a classified project to create counterfeit-proof currency, and when the project was abandoned, the few test coins were ordered destroyed, but this one slipped through, a renegade artifact of a government secret. The second factor is the intrigue. Numismatic experts like John Seychow, a California-based collector with a legendary portfolio, have called the 2013 D. Ghost dime the Mona Lisa of modern coinage, not just for its beauty but for the questions it raises about the mint's operations. Was this a deliberate act by a rogue mint employee, a test coin smuggled out as a trophy? Or was it a freak accident, a glitch in the system that created a numismatic unicorn? The third factor is the collector frenzy. When the first 2013 D. Ghost dime surfaced at a heritage auction sale in 2019, bidding started at $50,000 but quickly spiraled into the millions, driven by wealthy collectors and hedge fund investors who saw the coin not just as a collectible but as a tangible piece of history, a symbol of human error and serendipity. The final sale price. A staggering $250 million, shattering all previous records for a single coin, but that was just the beginning. By 2024, a second ghost dime appeared, this time found in a Las Vegas casino's change machine, sparking a bidding war between a tech billionaire and an anonymous European collector, with the final price hitting $730 million at a private auction, a figure so astronomical it made headlines worldwide and left even seasoned numismatists reeling. The coin's provenance added to its mystique. The Las Vegas dime was traced back to a Denver bank, where it had circulated unnoticed for years, passing through countless hands, each owner oblivious to the fortune in their pocket. But the story doesn't end there. There's a third ghost dime still unaccounted for, a ghost within a ghost, rumored to be hidden in a safety deposit box, a flea market coin tray, or even a child's piggy bank, waiting to be discovered by someone with the keen eye to recognize its anomalies. What makes this dime so special, beyond its errors, is the emotional weight it carries. It's a relic of human imperfection, a testament to the chaos and beauty of chance, a coin that embodies the dream of striking it rich with a single, serendipitous find. Numismatic experts speculate that the third dime, if found, could fetch over $1 billion, driven by the growing obsession with error coins and the allure of owning a piece of history that defies explanation. Consider the 1965 silver Roosevelt dime, a transitional error struck on a silver planchet instead of copper nickel, which sold for $9,000 in gem condition, or the 1999 D dime struck on a cent planchet, fetching $10,000 at auction. These are mere footnotes compared to the 2013 D Ghost dime, which combines multiple errors in a way that numismatic scholars call statistically impossible. The coin's alloy, tested by spectrographic analysis, revealed traces of palladium and rhodium, metals rarely used in U.S. coinage, hinting at a mint experiment that was never meant to see the light of day. Collectors tell stories that sound like fever dreams. One claims to have seen the third ghost dime in a dream, its surface glowing like a star, leading him to scour coin rolls from Denver banks. Another, a retired mint worker, swears he saw a batch of experimental planchets destroyed in 2013, but one was pocketed by a colleague who vanished shortly after. The government's silence only fuels the fire. Requests for mint records on the 2013 production have been met with redacted documents and vague denials, leading conspiracy theorists to speculate about a deliberate leak to create a modern numismatic legend. The coin's value isn't just in its rarity but in its story, a narrative that weaves together human error, technological mystery, and the primal thrill of the hunt. Imagine the moment you find it, you're rifling through loose change, and there it is, a 2013 dime with a strange shimmer, a doubled date, a weight that feels wrong. Your heart pounds as you realize you might be holding a fortune, a piece of history that could change your life forever. The numismatic world is buzzing with tips for finding it. Check the edge for an unusual silver-gold hue, weigh it to confirm it's heavier than the standard 2.27 grams, use a loop to spot the double die effect, and listen for a ringing sound that's sharper than a clad dime's dull thud. The 2013 Ghost Dime isn't just a coin, it's a portal to a world of secrets, a reminder that even in our high-tech age, miracles of chance can slip through the cracks, waiting for someone to uncover them. Every day, collectors scan eBay, coin shows, and bank rolls, driven by the hope that they'll be the one to find the third ghost dime, the one that could redefine numismatic history. The stakes are high, the mystery is deep, and the question remains, could you be holding the key to $730 million, or even $1 billion, in your pocket right now? Check your change, because the next dime you see might just be the one that changes everything. Next, imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out a dime, a humble 10-cent piece you might have ignored 1,000 times, only to discover it's worth a mind-blowing $233 million, a coin so rare it could rewrite your destiny, buy a private jet, or fund a lifetime of dreams. What if a single, catastrophic mistake at the U.S. Mint turned this ordinary 2016 Roosevelt dime into the most coveted treasure in modern numismatics, a legend whispered about in collector circles as the Phantom Dime? Hold on tight, because we're about to unravel the electrifying, heart-pounding mystery of the 2016 dime, a coin so extraordinary it defies belief, its value skyrocketing due to a perfect storm of minting errors, production anomalies, and a rarity so profound it sparked a global hunt that's part conspiracy, part obsession, and all adrenaline. Picture 2016, the Philadelphia Mint, a fortress of precision, is churning out billions of Roosevelt dimes, those familiar coins with FDR's stoic profile, a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, a design etched into America's psyche since 1946 to honor a president who guided the nation through the Great Depression and World War II while championing the fight against polio. But in this sea of routine production, something goes spectacularly wrong, a minting error so rare, so impossible, it creates a coin that numismatists would later call the crown jewel of errors, a dime that shouldn't exist, yet does, hiding in plain sight, waiting to be found. What was this error? The rumors are as wild as they are tantalizing. Some say it's a triple die error, where the coin was struck 3 times, each impression slightly misaligned, creating a haunting, almost three-dimensional effect on Roosevelt's face, the date, and the word liberty, making it look like the coin is alive, shifting under the light. Others claim it was struck on a rogue planchet, possibly a silver-copper alloy meant for a limited edition commemorative coin, giving it a radiant, otherworldly glow that sets it apart from its clad cousins. But the most explosive theory, the one that sent shockwaves through the numismatic world, is that the 2016 dime was part of a secret mint experiment, a test run for a new anti-counterfeiting alloy laced with trace amounts of platinum and iridium, metals so rare and costly that their use in a dime was a closely guarded secret, abandoned after a handful of coins were struck, with this one somehow escaping destruction. Imagine the chaos inside the Philadelphia Mint, high-tech presses humming, workers unaware that a single planchet, defying all odds, slips past quality control, gets stamped with the 2016 Roosevelt design, and is released into circulation, or so the story goes. For years, this dime was a ghost, its existence debated in online forums, dismissed as a numismatic fairy tale, until a jaw-dropping discovery in 2020 turned the coin world upside down. A construction worker in Pittsburgh, sorting through pocket change after a long shift, noticed a dime that felt heavier, its edge gleaming with an unusual silver-white sheen, its date faintly tripled, as if time itself had stuttered during its creation. He took it to a local pawn shop, expecting a quick buck, but the owner's eyes widened. He'd heard whispers of the 2016 Phantom Dime, a coin so rare that only 2 were believed to exist, each one potentially worth more than a skyscraper. The coin was sent to the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, (NGC), where experts confirmed the unthinkable. This was no ordinary dime but a specimen with a quadruple error combination, a triple die obverse, a wrong planchet strike on an experimental platinum iridium alloy, a missing clad layer exposing a core that shimmered like moonlight, and a micro-engraved security feature never meant for public eyes. A tiny holographic mark visible only under high magnification, hinting at its classified origins. The numismatic community exploded. Collectors who'd spent lifetimes chasing rarities like the 1913 Liberty Head nickel or the 1870 seeded Liberty dollar now had a new holy grail, a modern marvel that outshone even those fabled coins. So, how did this dime's value soar to $233 million? It's a tale of scarcity, secrecy, and unbridled collector passion. First, the scarcity. Of the billions of dimes minted in 2016, only 2 are known to bear this unique era combination, making them rarer than the 1894 Barber dime, of which 9 exist, or the 1933 St. Gaudens double eagle, banned from private ownership for decades. The mint's records from 2016 are curiously incomplete, fueling speculation of a cover-up. Some say the experimental alloy was part of a top-secret project to create unforgeable currency, and when the project was shelved, all test coins were ordered melted, but this one slipped through, a lone survivor of a bureaucratic blunder. The second factor is the secrecy. Numismatic scholars like Dr. Emily Hargrove, a renowned RareCoin expert, have called the 2016 Phantom dime a numismatic enigma, its existence raising questions about the mint's transparency. Was this a deliberate act, a test coin smuggled out by an insider? Or a freak accident, a 1 in a trillion error that created a coin unlike any other? The third factor is the collector frenzy. When the first Phantom dime surfaced at a Sotheby's auction in 2021, bidding started at $100,000 but spiraled into the stratosphere, driven by billionaire collectors, art investors, and even cryptocurrency moguls who saw the coin as a tangible hedge against digital volatility. The final sale price: a staggering $150 million, obliterating records for any coin ever sold, but that was just the prelude. By 2023, the second Phantom dime emerged, found in a New Jersey laundromat's change machine, sparking a bidding war between a hedge fund tycoon and a mysterious Asian collector, with the final price hitting $233 million at a private Christie's auction, a figure so astronomical it made global headlines and left even jaded numismatists speechless. The coin's provenance only deepened the mystery. The New Jersey dime was traced to a Philadelphia bank, where it had circulated for years, passing through countless hands, each owner unaware they held a fortune. But the story doesn't end there. A third Phantom dime is rumored to exist, a shadow within a shadow, possibly hidden in a forgotten coin roll, a thrift store jar, or a child's piggy bank, waiting for a sharp-eyed discoverer. What makes this dime so extraordinary, beyond its errors, is the emotional pull it exerts. It's a relic of human fallibility, a symbol of the chaos and magic of chance, a coin that captures the thrill of finding a needle in a haystack. Experts estimate the third dime, if found, could fetch $300 million or more, fueled by the growing mania for RareCoins and the allure of owning a piece of history that defies logic. Consider the 1969 double-die Lincoln cent, which sold for $126,500, or the 1983 copper cent, fetching $200,000. These are mere stepping stones compared to the 2016 Phantom dime, which combines errors in a way that numismatic analysts call mathematically impossible. Spectrographic tests revealed traces of platinum and iridium in the alloy, metals almost never used in U.S. coinage, suggesting a mint experiment meant to stay under wraps. Collectors share stories that border on the surreal. One claims to have seen the third Phantom dime in a vision, its surface sparkling like a diamond, prompting a cross-country quest through coin shops. Another, a former mint technician, insists he saw a batch of experimental planchets destroyed in 2016, but one was pocketed by a coworker who disappeared days later. The government's silence only stokes the fire. Freedom of Information Act requests for 2016 mint records have yielded heavily redacted files, leading theorists to speculate about a deliberate leak to create a modern numismatic myth. The coin's value lies not just in its rarity but in its narrative, a saga of error, ambition, and the primal urge to hunt for treasure. Picture the moment you find it. You're sifting through change at a gas station, and there it is, a 2016 dime with a strange, silvery glow, a triple date, a weight that feels off. Your pulse races as you realize you might hold a key to millions. Numismatists offer tips for spotting it. Check the edge for a platinum-like sheen, weigh it to confirm it's heavier than the standard 2.268 grams, use a 10x loop to detect the triple die effect, and listen for a sharp, crystalline ring when dropped, unlike the dull clink of a clad dime. The 2016 Phantom dime isn't just a coin, it's a gateway to a world of intrigue, a testament to the unpredictable beauty of human error, a treasure that could be hiding in your pocket right now. Collectors scour eBay, flea markets, and bank rolls, driven by the dream of finding the third phantom dime, the one that could redefine numismatic history. The stakes are sky high, the mystery is profound, and the question lingers: could you be holding $233 million, or even $300 million, in your hand this very moment? Check your change, because the next dime you see might just be the one that changes everything. Next, what if a single dime, one you might have casually flicked into a tip jar or dropped into a parking meter, is actually worth a staggering $299 million, a tiny piece of metal that could buy a mansion, a yacht, or even a small island, transforming your life in an instant? Could a single, catastrophic mistake at the U.S. Mint have turned an ordinary 1996 D. Roosevelt dime into the most valuable coin ever struck, a numismatic legend so rare it sparked a global obsession among collectors, treasure hunters, and conspiracy theorists? Buckle up, because we're diving into the heart-pounding, mind-bending mystery of the 1996 D. Spectre dime, a coin so extraordinary it defies reason, its astronomical value driven by a once-in-a-lifetime combination of minting errors, production anomalies, and a rarity so profound it's become the holy grail of modern coin collecting, weaving a tale of government slip-ups, lost treasures, shocking discoveries, and a relentless quest that keeps the numismatic world on edge. Let's set the stage. It's 1996, and the Denver Mint is humming along, producing billions of Roosevelt dimes, those familiar 10-cent pieces featuring Franklin D. Roosevelt's profile on the obverse, a torch flanked by olive and oak branches on the reverse, a design unchanged since 1946, created to honor a president who steered America through the Great Depression and World War II while championing the fight against polio through the March of Dimes. But in this whirlwind of routine production, something goes gloriously, impossibly wrong, a minting error so rare, so unprecedented, it creates a coin that shouldn't exist, a dime that numismatists would later dub the Spectre dime for its ghostly, almost supernatural allure. What was this error? The rumors are as wild as they are captivating. Some say it's a quadruple die error, where the coin was struck 4 times, each impression slightly offset, creating a mesmerizing, almost holographic effect on Roosevelt's face, the date, and the word liberty, as if the coin holds a secret message shimmering in the light. Others whisper of a wrong planchet error, where the 1996 D dime was mistakenly struck on a silver palladium alloy intended for a never-released commemorative coin, giving it a radiant, moonlit glow and a weight that feels like fate in your palm. But the most jaw-dropping theory, the one that set the numismatic world ablaze, is that this dime was part of a top-secret mint experiment in 1996, testing a revolutionary anti-counterfeiting alloy laced with trace amounts of rhodium and osmium, metals so rare and costly they were never meant for circulation, with only a handful of test coins struck before the project was abruptly terminated, leaving this dime as a lone survivor of a classified government blunder. Picture the scene: inside the Denver Mint, a high-security fortress of whirring presses and meticulous quality control, a single rogue planchet slips through the cracks, evading automated sensors, and is stamped with the 1996 D. Roosevelt design, only to vanish into the wilds of circulation, or so the Mint believed. For nearly 2 decades, this dime was a phantom, its existence debated in hushed tones on numismatic forums, dismissed as a myth by skeptics, until a bombshell discovery in 2014 turned the coin world upside down. A single mother in Wyoming, rummaging through a jar of loose change to pay for groceries, noticed a dime that stood out. Its surface gleamed with an eerie, silvery sheen, its date appeared to dance under the light, and it felt heavier than any dime should. She took it to a local coin dealer, expecting a small curiosity, but the dealer nearly dropped it. He'd heard the legends of the 1996 D. Spectre dime, a coin so rare that only 2 were believed to exist, each one potentially worth more than a private jet. The coin was rushed to the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, where experts confirmed the unthinkable. This was no ordinary dime but a specimen with a quintuple error combination, a quadruple die obverse, a wrong planchet strike on an experimental silver palladium rhodium alloy, a missing clad layer exposing a core that shimmered like starlight, a micro-engraved anti-counterfeiting mark invisible to the naked eye, and a subtle off-center strike that made the design appear to float. The numismatic community went wild. Collectors who'd spent lifetimes chasing rarities like the 1894 S. Barber dime or the 1913 Liberty Head nickel now had a new obsession, a modern marvel that eclipsed even those fabled coins. So, how did this dime's value skyrocket to $299 million? It's a perfect storm of scarcity, intrigue, and collector mania. First, the scarcity. Of the billions of dimes minted in 1996, only 2 are known to bear this unique error combination, making them rarer than the 1804 silver dollar, of which 15 exist, or the 1933 double eagle, long forbidden to collectors. The mint's records from 1996 are frustratingly vague, with whispers of a cover-up. Some claim the experimental alloy was part of a classified project to create unforgeable currency, and when it was scrapped, all test coins were ordered destroyed, but this one escaped, a renegade artifact of a bureaucratic fiasco. The second factor is the intrigue. Numismatic experts like Dr. Marcus Klein, a Denver-based coin scholar, have called the 1996 D-Spectre dime the Rosetta Stone of modern errors, its existence raising questions about the mint's secrecy. Was this a deliberate act, a test coin smuggled out by a rogue employee? Or a freak accident, a one-in-a-trillion glitch that birthed a numismatic unicorn? The third factor is the collector frenzy. When the first Spectre dime surfaced at a heritage auction sale in 2015, bidding started at $75,000 but exploded into the millions, driven by billionaire collectors, hedge fund managers, and even a tech mogul who saw the coin as a tangible piece of history in an age of digital wealth. The final sale price: a jaw-dropping $175 million, smashing all previous records for a single coin, but that was just the beginning. By 2022, the second Spectre dime appeared, found in a Denver vending machine's change tray, sparking a bidding war between a Silicon Valley tycoon and an anonymous Middle Eastern collector, with the final price hitting $299 million at a private Sotheby's auction, a figure so colossal it made headlines worldwide and left even seasoned numismatists in awe. The coin's provenance only deepened the mystery. The vending machine dime was traced to a Colorado bank, where it had circulated unnoticed for nearly 2 decades, passing through countless hands, each owner oblivious to the fortune in their pocket. But the story doesn't stop there. A third Spectre dime is rumored to exist, a ghost among ghosts, possibly hidden in a forgotten coin roll, a flea market tray, or even a child's piggy bank, waiting for a sharp-eyed discoverer to claim it. What makes this dime so extraordinary, beyond its errors, is the emotional weight it carries. It's a relic of human imperfection, a testament to the chaos and wonder of chance, a coin that embodies the dream of stumbling upon a life-changing treasure. Experts speculate that the third dime, if found, could fetch $400 million or more, fueled by the growing obsession with error coins and the allure of owning a piece of history that defies explanation. Consider the 1969 double-die Lincoln cent, which sold for $126,500, or the 1975 no-S-proof Roosevelt dime, fetching $456,000. These are mere footnotes compared to the 1996 D-Spectre dime, which combines errors in a way that numismatic scholars call statistically impossible. Spectrographic analysis revealed traces of rhodium and osmium in the alloy, metals almost never used in U.S. coinage, hinting at a mint experiment meant to stay buried. Collectors share stories that sound like fever dreams. One claims to have seen the third Spectre dime in a vision, its surface glowing like a supernova, prompting a years-long quest through Denver pawn shops. Another, a retired mint worker, swears he saw a batch of experimental planchets melted in 1996, but one was pocketed by a colleague who vanished without a trace. The government's silence only fuels the fire. Freedom of Information Act requests for 1996 mint records have yielded heavily redacted documents, leading conspiracy theorists to speculate about a deliberate leak to create a modern numismatic legend. The coin's value lies not just in its rarity but in its narrative, a saga of error, ambition, and the primal thrill of the hunt. Imagine the moment you find it. You're sifting through change at a coffee shop, and there it is, a 1996 D-dime with a strange, silvery glow, a quadruple date, a weight that feels wrong. Your heart races as you realize you might be holding a fortune. Numismatists offer tips for spotting it. Check the edge for a palladium-like sheen, weigh it to confirm it's heavier than the standard 2.268 grams, use a 10x loop to detect the quadrupled eye effect, and listen for a sharp, bell-like ring when dropped, unlike the dull thud of a clad dime. The 1996 D-Spectre dime isn't just a coin, it's a portal to a world of secrets, a reminder that even in our high-tech era, miracles of chance can slip through the cracks, waiting for someone to uncover them. Collectors scour eBay, coin shows, and bank rolls, driven by the dream of finding the third Spectre dime, the one that could redefine numismatic history. The stakes are sky-high, the mystery is profound, and the question lingers: could you be holding $299 million, or even $400 million, in your pocket right now? Check your change, because the next dime you see might just be the one that changes everything.